Hello, teacups. Welcome in, Nugget. Who put mint in the tea? Hey, mint's a great thing to add to tea, sir. Alright, we are starting. Sorry, I thought I hadn't switched my screen yet, but it's just catching up. We are starting patch 6.0, the Nod Krai patch. I am so excited. This is probably the most excited I've been for a Genshin patch in a very long time. McDonald Nuggets invite Seth Lyle to their special tea party. Hey, welcome in, Game Gardener. How are you doing? And welcome as well, Warped. Nugget, are you just inventing your own guests now? So, yeah, I've been really excited for this patch. I'm gonna get in there and I'm probably not even gonna want to know what I want to do first. Because it's you know, it's so much. The developers did point out that the Nod Krai is not modeled after any particular country. It's more because they wanted to highlight the people and the struggle between people and the environment, and we know that with Llama. But they're also kind of loosely basing it off of the Nordic countries. So we've got you know, you get that from the music. There's instruments from Finland and Sweden and Ireland and Scotland. And all those countries and cultures are pretty deep to my heart. I went to Ireland back in 2007. It's a very beautiful place. And I'm excited to see them implement a little bit of that into what we're doing. And also, this coincides with the 5-year anniversary. I think it's the 5th year. So they're giving us tons of goodies. We're getting a bunch of different system revamps, which we'll talk about. And we're getting a free 5-star. And we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So it's going to be really exciting. Enjoy your lurks, Warped.
Now, pour the tea.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the tier 1 subscription for 6 months, Gaming Gardener. I look forward to having you in the streams. And this way you don't get any commercials. But I really appreciate that. Thank you. Chasing the Minecraft stream. Yep. So everyone can see me scream in horror. It's coming. Actually, Nugget drew a really nice fan art that represents that. I don't know if we have it up on the homepage yet or not, but it will be there if it's not there yet. Mwahaha. She knows my Minecraft struggle. I'm afraid of the normal monsters in Minecraft. That's not even the ones you add in. So for those of you that may not be familiar with storyline, basically this area that's being released is where all the different groups of people are coming together in one. They all have different goals, but they're all ending up in this place. And there's several different groups. So you have the Frost Moon Skyans. They are worshippers of the moon. We know that they use Kuvaki, which is an element older than the 7 elements that are already in Genshin. And they use moon wheels instead of visions. So that's a different thing. We also get the new lunar reaction because they're using moon wheels. Then we get... She's going to have so much anxiety if she does that stream. For real. I'm going to have to take anxiety medicine before I play. No, I won't do that. I'll just let you guys have to see the vanilla reactions. Another faction we have is the Light Keepers. They fight against the Wild Hunt, which are, I guess they're like human forms of the Abyssal Power. So we get to meet one of them because Flynn is a Light Keeper. He's coming out in the tail end of 6.0. And then we've got the Fatui there, working under the Star Edict. I believe they're trying to get the power of the moon. And we've got a bunch of familiar faces that are going to be there. Dory's going to be in Nasha Town, I'm guessing, as a merchant. So it's pretty exciting. And we also have Varka. I almost forgot. The Favonius Knights are there. And we've been talking about Varka since first patch. Because Jean is the Grand Master in his stead. And we've been getting little tidbits of his journey through Mondstadt this whole time. So to finally meet him is going to be amazing. Knock, knock, it's draw o'clock. Are you drawing? All right, we're in. We are in, and it is loading. Okay, and there are all the many, many dots of things to do. I'm surprised we don't get lines from Paimon. This is like the first patch with a new story where Paimon doesn't come on and tell you where to go. That's interesting. But before we get into gameplay, I'm gonna do my tea test. So I got a new tea from Numi. It's a brand that I've gotten before. They have really good teas. Not sponsored, by the way. And it's an aged Earl Grey.
Come on, let's get moving.
And then I decided I would
Frozen in place
compare that with a normal Earl Grey. I don't have one from the same brand, so I'm using the Bigelow Earl Grey. So that one has a nice fruity smell. And a good balance of the black tea with the bergamot. The citrus isn't that noticeable, but it doesn't, the black tea doesn't overpower it. And now this is the Numi one. Wow. You do, at the get-go, you get a richer citrus smell, like, out of this tea. Okay, I like this one a lot more. I guess because of the aging process, you actually get a caramel flavor that comes through with the black tea and the bergamot, and it's definitely really, really pleasing. This is maybe... I know I said before Poet Study is like my favorite version of Earl Grey, but this might actually usurp that. So yeah, Numi aged Earl Grey. It's really good. I found mine at Kroger's, but I'm sure, you know, you can get it online. You're going back to studying? Yeah, don't get in trouble. Thanks for dropping in, Nugget. Claim our rewards. Yeah, definitely. It's really good. I was surprised at how good it was. Alright, so we always claim the rewards. Then you go to the battle pass and mark off what you can to get more points and rewards. Alright, then we're going to check out the banners. We've got Llama, and the 4 stars are Barbara. Why am I blanking on her name? I know her name. But I can't think of it right now. And Cave. Oh, Cookie Shinobu. It just popped in. And then we've got a rerun for Nahida with the same 4-star characters. I really, really love Llama, by the way. But I'm trying to hold out for FLINS. So, the temptation is real. I'm just going to set it on Nahida's weapon. I do have her weapon, but you got to choose something, right? And then we've got the new Chronicle Wish, which has Dea and Ahitham and Scaramouche and Sino and Tanari and Nilu and all their weapons. And then we got our normal standard banner. Alright, and then we've got a couple of new things here. We've got an event. Oh, that's the one to invite the character. I haven't decided quite on who I want to invite with that yet. And this is the new thing where you do the 5 daily training goals to get rewards. This is new with this patch. Claim rewards from 4 daily commissions and expend 120 original resin in a single day, which is the stuff we've always been doing. We're getting a check-in event on October 1st. And then we're getting these gifts in the mail for the anniversary. Okay, here's the new quest. We're going to start that in a second. We've got the new area of Nod Krai to explore with the exploration reward of 400 Primo Gems. We've got 82 days this time, so it must be pretty big. And
I know. Present.
We've got Aino's story. That's going to be fun. And let's go ahead and do our test runs real quick. We'll do test runs, then we'll jump into story. Alright, so she's a Dendro support character who enables her party to trigger Lunar Bloom reactions and enhances Bloom, Hyper Bloom, Burgeon, and Lunar Bloom reactions. When Llama's in the party, she triggers reactions by party members and they're converted to Lunar Bloom, which provides the party with valuable Verdant Dew on top of standard reaction effects. They can also utilize their talents or consume Verdant Dew to deal Lunar Bloom damage to opponents. This damage can trigger crit hits. When you tap the elemental skill, she summons a Frostgrove Sanctuary that deals continuous Dendro damage to opponents and lowers their Dendro and Hydro res. This would be great for a Cave team. If you put him on the team with her, I mean, man, they would go through everything. When Llama's elemental skill is held, she consumes all Verdant Dew and gains Moon Song stacks based on the Verdant Dew consumed. Moon Song helps her elemental burst generate more pale hymn stacks. I don't know why I went And after she uses her elemental burst, she grants nearby party members a fixed number of pale hymn stacks, which increase the bloom, hyper bloom, burgeon, and lunar bloom damage dealt. Okay, so she's like her own buffer and a area damage user, which is nice. Alright, so we're gonna tap it. Alright, there goes the area. Oh, and it follows her too. That's actually really nice.
For the everlasting protect us.
Oh my gosh. She turned into a deer. That's cool. Guys, just remind me that I can't have this character. We must hold out for FLINS.
One heart, we pray. Leave this place.
I just like to do this. This is like the best part of fighting with her. Hold and use. Oh yeah, I guess I'm not doing that, am I? Okay, she just grabbed it. She's so fun to play with. Did I not pass it? Maybe I didn't. Because I didn't do what they wanted me to do. Oh no, they gave me another one. That's interesting.
A grave with one heart, we pray.
Oh, we get to play with... First you get her by herself. Now you get to play her with other characters.
Rain cutter. Make yourselves at home.
Leave this place.
She works, of course, a lot more effectively with other elements in the party.
Resistance is futile. Save yourself
A minute to memory.
Gonna apply some hydro,
Power Gua.
get her back,
Launch into song.
do some dendro core damage.
One heart, we pray.
Stop moving, dude. Nope. Not today.
Forest, protect us. For the everlasting forest. this place.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Alright, let's try the next one. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so guys, with this update, if you already have the character in your account and you fought with them before, you don't have to go through the trials. They just give you the rewards. And I love it. Because that's demo's done. I'm really liking the system enhancements they've made. Alright, so we've done that. Let's start the story. A dance of snowy tides and hoarfrost groves. Wait until 2 days later. I don't know why we have to wait till 2 days later, but okay. That tea is really good. It definitely gets better the longer you like have it have the bag in too. So it's one you can kind of just let steep. You don't have to worry about how long the bag stays in, which I like because I often forget. And I don't like when it gets too bitter.
Seems all the other knights already have their
Okay,
hands
we are ready. We are ready to go. Alright, so we start in Natlan, apparently. And it's Anefa! So Anefa was the first character we met from Nod Krai. She was sent to us by Aino.
Hey, Anefa. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That is perfectly all right. My data indicates clear skies in the coming days. Current conditions for maritime travel, optimal. I'll be ready whenever you are.
But are we really gonna set off without telling anyone again?
When we're not being tailed by Star Fontanian reporters, that is.
Funny you mention it. You'll never guess who Paimon saw on the way over. Hey! You didn't seriously think we'd let you leave without a farewell party, did you? No chance.
Oh, Milani is definitely my favorite Natlan character.
Yeah,
I
come
love her
on,
so much.
traveler. We've already made all the preparations. And most importantly, how dare you try and slip away without first paying your respects to the almighty Dragon Lord!
A little bird told us you'd soon be leaving for Nod Krai. So, we asked Paimon to give us a heads up before the date of your departure.
You sure it's not time to think about changing that little habit of ours? Don't worry, we won't keep you long. Besides, everyone's there already. Shaska, Ian-san, Auroron, even the Pyro Archon herself. You're invited too, Anupa. Shilonen has a special gift for you.
Accompaniment request accepted. Shilonen demonstrates excellent massage technique. My impression of her is exceedingly positive.
She sounds like she's talking a little weird. Anefa's actually a robot.
So robots like massages too? Or is it just that Shilonen really knows how you're wired?
Alright, enough with the chit-chat. Let's head to the venue.
Woohoo! Party time!
Oh, there's a Fatui watching us. Already? We're already being followed. We haven't even left yet. I enjoyed the Natlan story. I really did. I thought the storytelling was peak,
Spit it out then.
So I'm kind of sad to leave it.
They've set off.
Just as my calculations projected. About time I met this variable in person.
Is this who I think it is?
You know, every time we head to a new nation, there's always a point where it suddenly dawns on Paimon. This is it. The next chapter of our adventure has begun. This time, it was the moment she realized she just polished off the very last of her swords crackers. Should have stocked up better at the farewell party.
In other words, Paimon has marked the geographic coordinates from 2 minutes and 40 seconds ago as the boundary between Natlan and Nod Krai. This deviates somewhat from the official coordinates stored in my database.
Paimon meant more in terms of how it felt on a psychological level. Anyway, what about you, Traveler? When did it really sink in for you? Huh, that actually kind of makes sense. What about you, Anefa? Come to think of it, maybe we should be asking the other way around. So, when you came over to Natlan, what was the moment you felt like you'd left Nod Krai?
In that case, probably when my sensors could no longer detect the moon's power.
The moon? You mean that one we can all see in the sky?
Negative. I was referring to... Here we are. Paimon, Traveler, we have arrived in Nod Krai.
Oh, wow!
That was a short boat ride. Unless they just did the majority of it and we got the last 5 minutes.
Paimon, Traveler, welcome to Nod Krai.
Oh, we're getting peeks at all the characters at once. This is new. That was cool.
That must be Nasha Town up ahead. That's the place you were telling us about on the way over, right?
That is correct, Paimon. It is also the most bustling commercial hub in all of Nod Krai.
Oh, we're getting a flashback?
Oh, sounds like the perfect place to start trying out all the local specialties. Huh? Is something up, Traveler?
Paimon. This is where our spaceship landed when Ether and I first arrived in Teyvat.
Huh?
This is actually new story development we found. They had this scene in the trailer, but it's new knowledge to us that they got to Teyvat in a spaceship, like literally a spaceship. Because we knew they were traveling from planet to planet, but they didn't really say how.
Are you sure? But how come you've never mentioned that before? Seems pretty important to Paimon.
Well, because those memories are really hazy. All I remember is Ether waking me up and us leaving the ship. But just now, setting foot on this land, I felt something. The kind of power I sensed in those moments.
Are you referring to Kuvaki?
What now?
The locals refer to it as Kuvaki. It is a unique elemental force found only in Nod Krai, or rather, a pure, primordial form of elemental energy. That is correct. Another similar concept I have found in my database is the primordial sea.
Okay, so all of these energies, the phlogiston in Natlan, the primordial sea for Fontaine, Kuvaki for Nod Krai, these all refer to ancient powers that were way before the Teyvat that we know now.
Legend has it that long, long ago, the moon that shines in the sky above us once rose from the land of Nod Krai. Modern geological surveys and meteorite studies conducted in the region have since supported this claim.
So, when you mentioned being able to detect the moon's power earlier, you were referring to Kuvaki?
It certainly feels similar to phlogiston. yet also somehow different. Maybe they both belong to the light realm that the Lord of the Night mentioned. Still, this feeling, there's no doubt about it. It's the same power I felt the first time I set foot into Vat.
Traveler, you're saying we might actually find your spaceship here? Do you still remember where it landed?
Nod Krai is surrounded by the ocean. In other words, it could have been anywhere along its coastline. Negative. Description still lacks sufficient detail to pinpoint target location.
Hey, it's okay if you can't remember everything right away. After all, it's been a really long time. Let's just do what we've always done and keep searching as we explore. Besides, what have you got to fear with your sidekick Paimon still here?
I'd be more than happy to help you out as well.
Our pleasure. Anyway, just knowing that your spaceship's here in Nod Krai surely counts as a big step forward, huh?
Like we've crossed another boundary?
Paimon couldn't have put it better herself. You sure are a quick learner, Inepa.
If we can find our spaceship, maybe the flight logs could tell us something. At last, a chance to get to the bottom of all this. The truth must be out there somewhere buried in this land.
Well, as the best guide in the whole of Tibet, Paimon hereby does solemnly declare, Nod Krai, here we come!
Okay, we are starting. Amazing bots. There's gotta be something about these. Maybe it's in the book, right? Nope. What am I supposed to do with this? T. Oh! I guess you're supposed to do that. What's this thing? I'm here to help out. There's not much I can do, but I try my best. I've also grown taller lately, and I'll definitely keep growing. Once I'm all grown up, I can help the adults. And more than that, I can get Mora. My mother's sick. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Please forget I did, okay? Aw, he's trying to help his mom. Have you heard? The conveyor belt at the harbor entrance has broken down. Let me guess, you're about to tell me this is all part of an earth-shattering conspiracy. Indeed, I can see your eyes are open to the truth like mine. Those vulgar vagrants probably think it's got something to do with how the belt hasn't been maintained in years, but smart people like you and I can see behind the curtain. There's no doubt about it, this is a trap set by the higher-ups. I don't yet know why they'd intentionally sabotage the conveyor belt, but they surely have their motives. Give it a rest, will you? You said the same thing the last time Speranza updated their daily specials. Lady Marionette has surely been planning this for a year, to ensure the people of Nasha Town are unable to eat hot dogs this exact day. You don't know what Her Majesty the Tsaritsa and her Harbingers are planning. I'm just saying there's something bigger behind that conveyor belt breaking down, and we'd be best to steer well clear of it. It's interesting to just see them talking, random Fatui talking on the streets. This is a nice place to get resources, though. Ooh, we got rye. Ooh, a new ingredient. Alright, alright. That gave us money. I still don't quite know what to do with these things. G. Okay. And power state and unipolar objects. In Nod Krai, you will find certain objects that carry a red or blue unipolar charge. When characters get near to certain special objects or plants, they will enter empowered states of different forms. When in an empowered state, characters can direct their power towards red or blue unipolar objects, thereby destroying them or causing them to move. We got from using Llama earlier, teaching us about Lunar Bloom and the Verdant Dew. Fatui Oprichnik. A member of the Fatui's elite Opfrishniki forces tasked with maintaining the line of battle. They wield powerful modified weapons that harness the power of Kuvaki. Because of this, you might be able to effectively target them with Kuvaki-based attacks while they're charging up their weapons to unleash powerful attacks. Man, it looks like we're going to have to look for openings when we're fighting these guys. A heavily armed ship that cruises on land and thanks to certain modifications can harness the power of Kuvaki to deploy special functions. Attack it a certain number of times with electrocharged or lunar charged reactions while it's using Kuvaki to stop it in its tracks. Because of its reliance on Kuvaki, you might be able to make use of the properties of Kuvaki to more effectively attack. An ingenious mechanism said to have birthed in the Clink Clank Crumb Cake craft shop, that's where I know is, and now in use throughout the Southern Isles. Individually, they can help complete tasks, but if someone were to ever connect a few things together, perhaps they'd be capable of bigger and better things. In certain circumstances, a sufficient number of robots must be gathered before they can be successfully connected. Sounds like a puzzle. Empowered state and bipolar objects. Huh. Some can be carried, others are placed in your inventory. Same colors repel, opposite colors attract. Objects with red or blue unipolar fields are a common sight throughout Nod Krai. If they're the same color, they will repel. If they're different, they will attract. Okay, we covered them all. That's the basics so far. Yes? What do I do with you now? I pulled you over here. Plants affected by Kuvaki. In Nod Krai, you will find special plants that can provide characters with Kuvaki energy. Once a character is suffused with sufficient Kuvaki, press to harness the power of the Kuhenki and roam freely. When using the power of the Kuhenki to roam, passing by a moonshine violet may provide you with some small measure of assistance, allowing you to soar upwards. Huh. Okay, this would be one of those plants. Oh. I've got the power! I don't know what to do with it, though. What do I do with it? What do I do with this?
It just occurred to Paimon, if we were looking to put out a missing spaceship commission, or to learn more about Nod Krai, wouldn't it make sense to drop by the Adventurers Guild?
The guild is located in Nasha Town. Simply follow this road and you'll reach it.
Huh? What into that is that? Looks kinda like a sealy, floating around in the air like that.
That is a Kuhenki, a species unique to the land of Nod Krai.
A Kuhenki? Does she have something to do with the moon, too?
Indeed it does. According to the Frost Moon Scions, the indigenous inhabitants of this land, the Kuhenki, are said to be familiars of the moon goddess leading those who walk in the moonlight's glow to things of great importance.
The moon goddess? Don't all people here worship the Tsaritsa?
Although Nod Krai lies on Snezhnaya's border regions, the people here have held their own unique beliefs since time immemorial. As I mentioned, everything in this land shares a deep connection with the moon and the sky above. The beliefs of the Frostmoon Scions seem to date back to the civilization of the angels. According to the documents in my database, even the 7 Archons did not exist at that time.
Wow! So the origin of their beliefs goes back even further than the Archon War?
Correct. At some point, you may come across some statues of their goddess. The Frostmoon Scions carved these as well.
Hey! Looks like she's floating away!
I suggest you follow her. The probability of an ordinary person encountering a Kuhhead keep lies in the single digits. Many here consider them heralds of good fortune.
I guess we're following it.
What's the hurry?
Traveling around using patches of mist transform into Kuhenki of different forms and take refuge in mists of different colors. Press to switch forms and exit the mist of the same color to roam in another color. Oh, I changed into one! Cool! I will follow you. Treasure!
Is this a travel guide? Huh. It actually led us to something useful.
Welcome to Nasha Town. Mimi's Brunner Books Investment Portfolio. A bookstore provides not only knowledge, but also hope. Investment involves risks, for sure, but word is that a successful investor in this portfolio has bade farewell to their days of hard labor at the harbor and embarked on a journey across the world. Let's wish this lucky traveler all the best. If you're also interested in this investment portfolio, don't miss out. Speranza's Wheel of Fortune. If you think that all Speranza is famous for is its delicious spread of hot dogs, you're mistaken. Don't miss the Wheel of Fortune at the side of the shop. It's a classic even for the local crowd. Never mind that it looks like a repurposed roulette from the flagship. Just spin to win. Eye-catching and mouth-watering sugar sculptures. With deft hands, Gunajata sculpts honey-laced syrup into fantastical shapes. These vibrant pieces of sugar art add to veritable dash of sweetness and light to Nasha Town's days. Take one bite and you're sure to find these sculptures even sweeter than the sculpture's serene smile. But don't spend too long admiring them. They're best eaten fresh. Enthusiastic researchers. For reasons unknown, Fontaine Research Institute researcher Loba has drifted into Nasha Town and started conducting alarmingly abstract experiments. But for those intrepid enough to lend her a hand in her studies, you might just stumble into something as unorthodox as her methods. Sounds like a setup for a side quest.
Oh, it all looks pretty interesting to Paimon. If we have time, she'd love to see pretty much everything.
Paimon's answer is yes.
Recalibrating route. If we keep following the current path, we will arrive at an area of scenic beauty. From there, we will be able to identify both the Adventurers Guild and several must-visit specialty stores.
Yikes! Why is Paimon suddenly getting the feeling that if she doesn't step it up soon, Inufa's gonna put her out of a job?
Paimon's like, please don't replace me. This place has a little more, how should I put it, natural vitality. It's not covered by snow, ice, and permafrost. And there's plenty of fruit growing here that looks just like midsummer berries. These things are rare in Snezhnaya. But this may sound a little strange, I still prefer Shesnograd in the midst of a snowstorm. That's the only time you can truly feel the warmth of Kresnik's torch. Of course, I'm probably biased. It's only natural to have a preference for your hometown. I feel like we're gonna run into a lot of different cultures and stuff here because, I mean, like they've already mentioned, there's people from all the nations here. But it's interesting to hear from people that are from Shasnaya. Alright, so that's red, but I still not quite getting how you work on these. Detective Hedgerson. If I'm not tailing some husband who's having an affair, I'm looking for earrings that someone lost on the road. If this is all a detective does, I'd be better off changing careers. A real gift for understatement you've got. There's so little of it going around that work is turning into occasional pastime. Even here, if a big case does occur, people would rather just round up all the suspects and interrogate them with the butt of a weapon than get a real detective to investigate. Heizo would be out of business. You'd be amazed how many criminals they end up catching. A decent chunk more than the number of people who actually commit any crimes. Okay. You have one bored detective. Hey friend, pal, buddy. Listen to this inside scoop. Shasnaya is about to go all in on Kuvaki. Get your shares here and invest in a future that belongs only to you. The full name's the Kuvaki Concept Investment Certificates. Hottest product in the speculative market right now. Just fork over 500,000 Mora. That's a lot of Mora. And they can be yours. Get in now and you can ride the blue ocean wave of profits. Yeah, sounds like a scam. Are you sure you don't want to think about it some more? I have some cheaper Shasnayan bonds. Only 300,000 Mora. Look at this agent just chilling here. The water here is deep as all sin, and while the waves are calm on the surface, the depth is full of hungry undercurrents. The last time I went out to collect depths, the biggest gang in the Fleuve Sendra nearly had my head for it. The time before that, it took me until the end of my mission to realize the person I was chasing was being shielded by my own ready boss. I mean, just look at me. Why would they send a young rookie with no connections to a troublesome dirt hole like Nod Krai? If something goes wrong, my salary might not even be able to cover my medical bills. I just want to go back to Morsbach and raise some deer in peace. Not like animals can just suddenly turn into a Fatui harbinger and give me the tongue lashing of my life, or so I hope. I'm sorry about my bot. For some reason, it's very stuck on the Ko-fi page. It's like double alerting people. Manager of the Northland Bank. Whoa. That's cool. How do you use this stuff? Jump higher. Okay. These are moon lanes. Nice. Okay, so we just used a moon lane, and then this.
After all.
Whoa! That's pretty cool. I'm having fun with this. This makes up for all the robots. Am I getting sidetracked? Probably. Oh no! This is fun. I could spend way more time doing this than I actually need to. Whoa. Oh no, where am I going? Wait! Ah! Okay. I don't know if I actually finished the trial. I probably did not. I'm missing thingies. Oh, I'm gonna be too late because I got distracted by the waypoint. Can we make it? We did not. Well. Oh well. Let's try that again. But you get a good view of the city. Up here at least. At least you can still use the moon lanes to get back. That's kind of cool. A Lunoculus. So what do you guys think of Nod Krai so far? I am going in the exact opposite direction of where I'm supposed to go. So let me turn around. Me wants to see everything. The answer is yes. I'll try that again later. I'll just do a map. A little map thing. Give me a pin. I will come back later. Okay. You're sipping on a hot, steamy cup of masala chai. I like masala chai. It's one of my favorite teas. It's nice and spicy. Oh, okay, that's the blacksmith. Is this where I'm supposed to go? New weapons! Serenity's Call. Upon causing an elemental reaction, increase max HP by 16% for 12 seconds. Then it's increased further by another 16%. Huh. That'd be nice for characters that run on HP. Snare Hook. Phantom Flash. Upon causing an elemental reaction, increases elemental mastery by 60 for 12 seconds. Elemental mastery from this effect is further increased by 60. That's not bad either. Claymore. Upon causing an elemental reaction, increases elemental mastery by 60% for 12 seconds. Then you get another one under the moon sign. Bloom damage is increased by 48%. Lunar Bloom damage is increased by 12%. Ooh. So, like, maybe a 4-star weapon for Llama? You could also, Ooh, you could use this for Baiju. Electro charge damage is increased by 48%. That's almost 50%. That's like half an increase. That's pretty good. These are nice 4-star weapons. Where am I supposed to be? I feel like I am not where I'm supposed to be. Here we go.
Wow! Nasha Town actually looks pretty big from here. Feels a bit different than Paimon imagined, though.
You were drinking Earl Grey.
Which
I know!
aspects in particular deviated from your expectations?
I have too many favorite teas. It's a problem.
Well,
But that's how I ended
like
up with a
hearing
channel
people describe
dedicated to
Nod
tea.
Krai as an adventurer's paradise. So she kind of thought it'd be a bit more picture perfect somehow.
According to legend, there was indeed an era of peace in Nod Krai's past, the age of the Fae.
Hold on one second. Alright.
Tales of those ancient heroes are still told today. One of the most well-known is that of the Lantern Fae. This individual performed many good deeds for Nod Krai. The present-day Lightkeeper's nightly lantern patrols are, in part, a tribute to their memory. But then, one day,
What happened?
there came a devastating abyssal calamity that swept across Nod Krai, and for a time it was left desolate. Heartbroken by what had become of the land they had so cherished, that Fae extinguished their light, just as the abyss had extinguished all hope. Nowadays, the paradise people speak of is more of an aspiration, or an irony, perhaps.
An irony?
Today, no official authority governs Nod Krai. In theory, at least, it is somewhere a person can do whatever they wish, and become whoever they want to be. The Adventurers Guild is just over there, in Nasha Town's Central Plaza, and the flagship tavern is over that way.
Hey, what's that building over there? You know, the biggest, tallest one.
That is Aino's Boom and Blast Kuvaki energy cannon. It gets activated when the wild hunt threat level outside Nasha Town reaches a certain threshold, but according to the scan I just ran, the energy cannon appears to be malfunctioning, likely due to a recent discharge.
The wild hunt? Isn't that the abyssal calamity you mentioned that's specific to Nod Krai?
It is a phenomenon that has been occurring for several centuries now. Yet the time and location of wild hunt attacks are seemingly random. At first, it was more of an old wives' tale that adults used to scare children. If you don't start behaving, kid, some night, the wild hunt's gonna come for you. Listen, do you hear that? That weeping in the fog? Those are the cries of a young woman being dragged away.
You're saying people actually hear things like that?
I have not witnessed enough wild hunt attacks to give a statistically sound answer, but the oldest legends say that all people saw was the ghostly shadow of a woman in the mist. It wasn't until later that it became a full-blown calamity. Abyssal monsters and all.
Oh, when you put it like that, Paimon's really gotta hand it to Aino. Not only did she repair you, but she's even built a giant cannon to keep the wild hunt at bay.
I'm looking forward to meeting Aino.
Absolutely. Aino is very impressive indeed. Anyway, according to my schedule, it is time I took you over to the flagship.
Oh, sure. After all, we shouldn't keep Barca waiting. Well, Paimon's not sure if he'll actually show up at the bar this early.
Have faith in the people of Mondstadt, Paimon.
You're right about that.
Hey, if I know anything about Mondstadt people, they will always be at a bar. Border town. See. Oh, there's a waypoint over there.
Huh. Isn't this the Adventurers Guild? Why isn't anyone here? Does that mean that Catherine and Nod Krai actually gets to clock out? Anyway, let's come back later.
I guess we're gonna come back later. This land holds nothing but promise for adventurers. A land that holds countless ancient secrets is perfect for us adventurers, isn't it wonderful? May your adventures be fruitful, just like those of everyone else who sets foot in this land. Well, he's nice. This research looks promising indeed, but I could really do with someone to help me out. A little reward for anyone willing to assist my research. Do I want to help you out? You just need to hit these bots in a short time, and don't worry, they'll be collecting fluid impact force data for me while you're at it. Okay. Hit all the robots in the field within 2 seconds.
Dodge this.
Impressive skills. Looks like the data collection went off without a hitch. Hey, I already helped you, ma'am. Oh, I guess you have to do each one. Whoops.
Spirit Blade. Attack.
That did not work. Depth perception. Okay, we're not using you. Maybe Kaya can do it again.
Freeze.
There we go. Haha. We will do everything with Kaya. A glorious formation. Oh, I don't know if he'll be able to do this. It's a little wide. Let's try it.
Dodge this.
Nope. But I know who can. Kazuha. Let's bring Kazuha
All
out.
right, let's head off.
You can do it, Kazuha. I believe in you. Alright. Give me the glorious formation again. Let's do it. Haha.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Into the wind.
And that is why I love Kazuha. Treasure! Okay, where was I going? This way.
Time to go.
Ooh, a restaurant. I can get new foods. What they have? Nod Krai hot dog. I'm by it. Midsummer tort. Gonna buy that too. Lackaberry Madame. Ooh, that sounds good. Crispy roast. And then we can get some of these dishes already made. Revives the character and restores to 1,200 HP. Not bad. Small cake made of midsummer berries. The cake base is first baked, then drizzled with berry jam and smetana before being topped with a decorative midsummer berry. Sounds delicious. Take 2 of them, thank you. Attack increase. And oh, I think I just bought the wrong dish. All right. Not seeing any new ingredients here that we can buy though. The rye, it looks like for now you have to get from doing things in the actual environment.
Yes, it never hurts to try a bit harder.
Look, they have
Nothing warms
the meat
soul
that
like
that
piping hot
hangs. I
food.
can't think of the name of it right now.
I'm okay.
Where am I going? Taylor. Those are some big pumpkins. Wish they'd give us pumpkins as an ingredient. People are fighting robots. Sounds like something that would happen in Nod Krai.
Follow the wind.
Owner of Mead Boy. It's like a robot store. For some reason I thought it would be a bar. Where am I going? For reals. What's this place? Probably also not where I'm supposed to be. Nuts Food Merchant. Salt, pepper, onion, milk. Oh, we can get rye here. Yes. I will purchase 100 things of rye. Thank you, ma'am. How many potatoes do I have? I have plenty of potatoes. We're not buying any more ingredients here.
Fruits from every corner of Tibet, including
Oops. Is she from Leeway? Her clothes don't scream Leeway. Excuse me. I just want to get this. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Oh, okay, so we found the craft table. Nuts and Nuts Engineer. I wonder if they're husband and wife. Enter the flagship. Lower. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have to use help. Show me where I'm supposed to be. Oh, look! Mussolines are here too! Adherent of the Frost Moon Scions. So they like sell wares here. That's kind of cool. Guess that would make sense. It's really fun just to explore.
Here we are, the flagship.
Varka told us to meet him here in his letter, right? Let's see. Varka? Varka!
No matches, I identified.
Huh. So he isn't here after all. Oh, guess we never did actually say we'd be arriving today. Hey, why don't we go ask the owner? If what they say is true, Varka's drinking prowess must have left quite the impression.
Of course he's not here.
Well, well. If it isn't the ineffable Ineffa.
Hello there, Demyon.
You know each other?
Of course. Ineffa's a regular here at the flagship.
So, robots are into booze too?
Not at all. The energy conversion efficiency of alcoholic drinks is very low, and most of them are full of impurities. Still, I can affirm that your berries and fried meat deserve a solid 9.12 out of 10. It has Aino's approval too.
Funny that you should mention that. While you were away in Natland, Varka would come in here every day to pick up a serving of berries and fried meat for Aino.
Aww. He must have been worried sick that she wasn't eating properly on account of being so hung up about Ineffa being gone.
Actually it's cause Varka found out that Aino went wild after Ineffa left, gorging herself on snacks she normally couldn't get her hands on. So it was more worry that she wasn't getting a balanced diet.
She's like a child when the parents aren't around.
I think I might have just put my foot in it. Anyway, since you're back from Natland, these two must be the ones Varka mentioned. The Traveler and Paimon, yes?
Yeah, that's us. So, from the sounds of it, you must be a close friend of Varka's too.
Varka? Goes without saying. After all, he's the only one around here who's ever managed to stay standing after 10 rounds of the roulette special.
Paimon can't believe he's made such a name for himself.
Right now? Must be somewhere near Anvantinyarvi. That's quite far from here.
Amvartanagi. What?
Huh? Where's that?
It's a lake in the northern part of Nod Krai. Word reached him of trouble brewing around those parts, so he took his knights to check it out.
Oh. So, we missed him?
Varka knew you'd say that. So he specifically told me to make sure you stayed here and enjoyed yourselves. He sends his assurances that everything's under control.
Well, if he's that confident, guess our only option is to accept. Anyway, it's not like there's any special cause for concern. He is the Grand Master, after all.
Exactly. Plus, not only has he booked you into our finest room, he's paid for it in advance, too.
Whoa! It's so generous of him! We might not have met yet, but Paimon's got a feeling that we'll get along with Barkup like a house on fire.
Like a house on fire?
Oh, and by the way, he also asked me to serve up a portion of berries and fried meat for Anefa. That was prepaid as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm the one who should be grateful for your business.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you go ahead and drop off your luggage? I can use this time to go pick up some components that Aino asked me to bring back.
Sure thing. Besides, now that we've got ourselves a map, once we're done unpacking, we might as well go for a stroll ourselves.
Oh. So you no longer require navigational assistance?
No worries, we should be fine. We've got a rough idea of our way around town, so Paimon's reasonably confident we shouldn't get too lost.
Thank you. This translates into an approximate time saving of 30%, meaning I will be able to see Aino about 45 minutes earlier than previously projected.
Oh, right. You must miss her a lot, too. In that case, we better get a move on.
Okay. I'm just gonna talk to him, see if we can buy anything. What drinks do you have? Ooh, berries and fried meat. Purchase. And roulette special. Ooh, it decreases climbing and sprinting stamina. That's nice. They should have made it varied since it's a roulette, though. That would have been more interesting. Alright, so we got some new goodies. Is there a stove here where we can cook? I don't think so. Okay, so there's like a little hotel here. And here's our room. So cozy.
Feels pretty nice having someone sort out our food and lodging for us, huh? But is this really the flagship's best room? It's pretty big, make no mistake, but it looks a little worn out, right? Though, to be perfectly honest, that feels right at home with everything else we've seen of Nasha Town. You mean it's got something to do with Nod Krai's history? Oh, that makes sense. But what exactly was this calamity?
They're chatting
Should
and
we
looking
try
over
the
the
berries and
room.
fried meat too? Paimon's getting hungrier and hungrier every time someone mentions it.
How are you hungrier when your room was full of food? FLINS!
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon wasn't watching where she was going.
Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. Clearly, I shouldn't have gotten lost in my thoughts in the middle of a hallway.
Wait a sec. Are you staying in the room next to ours?
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see. First things first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich FLINS, but please, just call me FLINS.
Whoa, that's an impressively long name for sure.
Oh, is that so? Names like mine ought to have been fairly common in Snezhnaya, at least in the past. Would I be correct then to assume that the two of you are travelers in this land?
Thanks for sticking in for a while, Gaming Gardener, and again, thank you for the sub. Hope you have a great night.
Yep, you sure would be. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We've been to a bunch of nations already, but we only just arrived in Nod Krai today.
Hey, Vixel, how you doing? Welcome in.
What a rare honor it is to meet such worldly travelers.
Are you here for travel too?
If only I had the time to spare. No, I'm just staying the night.
Oh, so you're here for business.
That's certainly one way to put it. I'm a Ratnik of Nod Krai, normally stationed near the burial grounds to the north. My sole cause for being here today was to repair this lantern of mine.
There's something off about that lantern.
The burial grounds?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Your surprise is entirely understandable.
Finally
Most
getting
people cannot
to
even
this
begin to
Nod
fathom the
Krai
idea of a
story
life
I've been
surrounded by
waiting on.
tombstones and
I was
decay.
super excited.
But if you've heard of the calamitous abomination that is the Wild Hunt, you'll know that in their wake they bring a host of souls tainted by abyssal filth. That then is why we are stationed by the burial grounds, to hold the line where it is most vulnerable.
Oh, so it's all about fighting against the abyss. Oh, sounds like a tough job.
I thank you for your concern. But in truth, I've long since grown used to it. In fact, I like to think it rather suits me. If anything, I'd say I prefer the peace and quiet of a graveyard to the hustle and bustle of urban life.
He's like, I prefer graveyards. They're quiet.
Paimon sort of gets it now. But even so, she is still pretty sure she could never get used to living in a graveyard herself. For one thing, she'd be too scared to fall asleep at night.
So, fun fact, as I was growing up, there used to be a carnival that would have a fireworks show every summer, and the best place to view it was a graveyard. And we would go there every year and sit on our cars in the middle of the graveyard and watch fireworks. True story.
Oh, I assure you, there's no need to worry on that account. The kind of ghosts you find in cemeteries aren't too big on talking. But even when they do, they're usually far more discreet than the living. Well, would you look at that? Who'd have thought we'd end up chatting this long? Must have a lot in common, huh? Forgive me, but I must excuse myself, for the time of my appointment draws near. And in terms I'm sure you'll understand, a lanternless Ratnik is like a mapless traveler. A serious conundrum indeed.
Oh, sure. In that case, you go right ahead. We won't keep you any longer.
Not at all. Should the opportunity present itself, I'd gladly continue our conversation another time. You're always welcome to come visit my grave. I mean, the grave I stand watch over. Your visit would bring much needed light to that place of final rest.
What? Was that a slip of the tongue, or should I be concerned?
Right. Well, if we get the chance.
Then allow me to wish you a traditional Ratnik's farewell. See you by the graveside.
I have lots of questions.
Ugh. Jeez. What a weirdo. Not to badmouth him at all. In fact, he seemed pretty cultured, but at the same time, kind of spooky. Must be all that time he spent around graveyards. His lantern? No, not really. You mean, because it was broken? Huh. Yes, you've always had a nose for stuff like this. If you're worried, you can always ask him the next time we cross paths. Hey, don't you start spouting all that weird stuff too.
So we got to meet Flynn. Alright, I have been going for about an hour and a half, so I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break just to stretch. And then I will be right back. So if you can, please bear with me for a little bit. Okay, and we're back. Thank you for waiting. Wait, can we go in his room? Is this our room or no, this is his room. My husband's worried about me stalking FLINS. I can't stalk him, he's not out yet.
Paimon almost forgot something super important. Were we gonna go try out the berries and fried meat? But now, heading all the way back to the flagship feels like such a waste.
Please, accept today's boon. Come night or day, may the blessings of the moon goddess shine down upon you.
Huh? What's going on over there?
Okay.
Wait, free food? Wow, the people here are so nice. Quick, let's grab some too. Paimon's super curious what their food tastes like.
Moonlight illuminates the path before you, travelers from afar.
Huh? How'd you know we were travelers?
Just now were a song the birds in the sky, singing of your wanderings. You are no ordinary guests, it seems.
The birds and the... what now?
Forgive me. I should not have laid the words of others out as a welcome mat for our very first meeting. You, too, must be wondering who I am. I am Lauma, moon chanter of the Frost Moon Scions. Please, as do our followers and other passers-by, accept today's boon.
Why is everything about her relaxing?
Happy to oblige. Paimon's name is Paimon, and this here is the traveler. Thanks so much for sharing your yummy food with us, and we'll take one each.
If she were to read audiobooks, you'd be asleep within like 2 seconds.
Think nothing of it. These fruits were the finest we found, delicacies gathered in the wake of the morning dew. It is my hope that partaking of them may lift your spirits to heights anew.
The finest you found? Wow, that sure is kind of you, but wouldn't you want to keep those for yourselves?
The first fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for lost hunters. For it is the blade of the starving that darkness most easily corrupts. As perhaps you have already heard, we Frost Moon Scions revere and worship the moon goddess. We believe that together, virtue and compassion are the shining light that will lead us all out of the long, dark night. And now, with tides of haughty fatui swarming into Nod Krai, driven by greed and greed alone, more than ever before, we must all unite under the banner of virtue.
Ooh, she's keeping an eye on them.
Huh. Look who it is again. Those unsufferably kind-hearted Frost Moon Scions. Got enough for us too?
That's right! 2 servings each! We're starving over here!
But Chewie, after what you've been doing to our sacred statues, how dare you even show your faces?
Wilhelmina, bestow today's boon upon our guests.
You hear that? No slacking now. We'll have the very best you got.
But, my lady, they...
Please, you two, accept this meal. But remember this. Kindness is the first lantern left to guide those who stumble in ignorance.
Ooh, I like that. Kindness is the first lantern left to guide those who stumble in ignorance.
Come again?
Let me finish. But should they still refuse to follow the moonlit path, then by our frosted blades shall we show them its shadow.
You!
Hey, look who it is.
Whatever. Just you wait. We'll be coming for you next. Huh?
They're rude.
Where's the meat? Who wants to eat this garbage?
Those stooges really are the worst.
Ever since they came to Nod Krai with all their weird equipment and built that so-called experimental design bureau, our lives have been turned completely upside down.
Yeah, so the Experimental Design Bureau is a bureau the Fatui made to research Kuvaki.
Judging from how they reacted just now, it seems the Fatui already know who you are.
Well, we have gotten in their way in pretty much every nation we visited, so we're probably at the top of their blacklist by now.
I see. Then, on behalf of the Frost Moon Scions, I thank you for the goodwill you have shown us. Because if they had gotten ahead of themselves just now, I'm sure you would have stepped in to help. Just as the birds and beasts put it, your arrival heralds joy to us all. Besides, for a weary traveler far from home, what better respite than to bathe in the moonlight? You will always be welcome at the Frost Moon Enclave, the place we
Hi,
call
Lenny.
our home.
Oh. Hi, baby. Do you just want cuddles for a minute? Lenny went to the vet today, so he's a little clingy. Be good kitty. Alright, you.
May we meet again in the moon's gentle glow.
These are delicious! So refreshingly fresh! Those two Fatui wouldn't know a good thing if it came up and bit them on the shoulder.
Paimon's making those fruits sound really good.
Looks like Aneva isn't done with her shopping yet, and the Adventurers Guild is still empty. Where should we head next? Good idea. Wouldn't want to let the Fuhanki down after all. Let's see. Okay. Paimon's got our route all figured out. So, all that's left to say is, don't fall behind. This is Nuts and Nuts. It's mostly a fruit shop, but there's a crafting bench too. This is the Speranza, one of the travel guide's recommended restaurants. All the waiters here are kids. This is the Vesnici Prolecha greenhouse. Apparently, their flowers are all made of metal, so they'll never wilt away. And this is the Rossum Workshop. If you ever need a weapon made, this is the place to go. And over here, they've got a super tall observation deck.
She's like the tour guide.
You can see really far out into the distance. That way's north, and that looks like something built by the Fatui? And then over there to the west, that must be the place Lauma mentioned, where the Frost Moon Scions live. So, what'd you think? Even if Aneva kind of stole her limelight earlier, this just goes to prove that Paimon's own tour guiding skills aren't too shabby either, right? She sure is. It'd take hundreds of years of practice to be the best tour guide in all of Tibet.
We've got to keep Paimon secure about her job.
Look, there must be someone at the Adventurers Guild now. There's already a line forming outside. Looks like we'll finally be able to ask about your spaceship. Oh, or was there anywhere else you went? Where? Which one are you? Oh, now you mention it, Paimon's noticed it too. Ugh, better not be who she thinks it is. Anyway, where we go first is completely up to you. Either the Adventurers Guild, or that suspicious-looking shop. A word of warning, though. If we step into that shop, be sure to keep a very close eye on your Mora.
Forward ho! Wait. I'm surprised because I haven't seen a lot of chests here. I mean, there's the ones that are like tied to the robots, but I thought there'd be some like on the buildings or on the roofs. You know how they do. Suspicious shop. Here's a stove. You can cook food. The hot dog. So I'm really liking Nod Krai so far. I really like the moonbeams. We got a little taste of how to navigate that with the, I forget what they were called, but the things that Milani would ride, that's kind of similar. And I'm liking the robot mechanics. It's gonna take me a minute to get the hang of how to do the ones that you interact with in the city. But I like how they act as your Mora boxes. That's pretty cool. And I like how you get to meet some of these characters right away anymore. Like, even if they're going to be introduced in, like, the second half of the patch, you still get to interact with them, and I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. I need berries. Can't do these other ones. Okay, so there's another chest block here. Wonder if that has to do with these. Spin the wheel, and when it stops, Hot Dog will tell you your fortune. Clouds obscure the moon. The earth lies sleeping. Fruit flies. The time of year for fruit flies, and they're driving me nuts. This means the time isn't right for action. Not everything is in place just yet. Huh. Interesting. This fly won't go anywhere. Keeps getting in my face. I like that that kid's name is Meta. That's kind of funny.
I got a cool story for you. Time to go. Yeah.
It's Dory.
Please, here you go. And if you ever need anything else, don't forget to make the great Lord Sonoma Bay your first port of call.
Oh dear. So it is the real deal.
Of course it's the real deal.
Paimon's like,
Everything
why?
you find here is 110% real, meaning every one of my deals is as real as a deal can... Wait a minute. Well, if it isn't my two most valued clients. And with no small thanks to your munificent patronage. Come. How could you just sneak into Nod Krai like this without telling your dear Lord Songamonbei? If I'd known earlier, I would have made an absolute pulled out all the stops to ensure that your boat ride over was as comfortable as humanly possible.
Thank the Archons we didn't tell you.
Oh, come now. You know as well as anyone how impeccably and conscientiously above board I am when it comes to doing business.
Well, regardless of whether that's true or not, the main issue here is that we had no idea you had a branch in Nod Krai.
A clever merchant always has a backup plan, or two, or three up their sleeves. As the saying goes, a rabbit with many burrows fears not the hunter's arrows. A merchant with stores galore hears no debtors at the door. Since you're both here in Nod Krai, would you care for some of my finest local souvenirs? Whatever you're looking for, I have it. Or if it's Sumeru you're missing, I've got that covered too.
We literally just arrived. Do we look like we're on the hunt for tourist trinkets to take back for our friends?
My. Your high-minded tastes never cease to impress. In that case, I know just the thing. You must be on the hunt for something like this?
What's that? Your hat.
Information, of course. Information about Nod Krai. Locked securely in the otherwise impenetrable.
Can we trust any information she gives us?
Brilliant mind. I knew it. I just knew you'd appreciate the value of my wares. On the back of all our pleasant dealings in the past, I'll even take a hit by throwing in some insider info for free.
Wow. You sure are feeling uncharacteristically generous today.
What do you mean by uncharacteristically? I'm the most generous person forget it. Anyway, the long and the short of it is this.
She ran out of energy.
The moment I set up shop in Nod Krai, it struck me how many different factions there were, all competing against each other for power and influence. Well, as they say, there's no time for business like a crisis. Things got even more turbulent after the Fatui pulled down 2 ancient moon's remnants. People began to catch a whiff of the coming chaos. And the more troubled the waters, the greater the potential profit.
Not at all sorry to interrupt, but we're not here for Mora.
Oh, really? But surely it was the tales of an adventurer's paradise that brought you here. The chance to take your very own slice of all the latest and greatest business opportunities. In that case, what would you like to know about? The Frost Moon Scions? You mean the people who believe in the moon goddess? They're not a bad bunch. It's just, well, they have such simple tastes. No luxuries, no indulgences, no nothing. Trying to earn a little more from that lot is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. Still, things between them and the Fatui have gotten pretty tense. It's only a matter of time before the powder keg goes boom. And when that happens, that's when business will start to boom too. Everyone knows they're here for the ancient moon's remnants, but no one's sure why they pulled them down in Nod Krai of all places. Anyway, they've been acting mysterious enough, but if you ask me, that Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau of theirs up north hides secrets wilder still. Oh, they're an organization set up to keep the locals safe. Apparently, they have a long and glorious history, and they're made up entirely of volunteers. But seriously, a volunteer organization in Nod Krai? This place is hardly a magnet for noble hearts. No pay, all work. That's not a business model, and it's certainly not for me. That bunch of booze-loving monstatters.
The booze-loving monstatters.
As fellow Outlanders, I thought they'd be easy pickings, but somehow, every single one of our business negotiations wound up at the flagship. I've done plenty of deals with heavy drinkers before, but those guys, I never once made it to the contract signing before blacking out. I'm getting flashbacks of the hangovers just thinking about it. What now? A spaceship? Nope, never heard of anything like that. Don't you two get involved in any big business here without so much as a heads up, you hear me? At the very least, consider letting me in as a key investor. Oh, I almost forgot to mention,
Sooner or later, you'll no doubt end up doing business with some other merchants in Nod Krai. And someone's bound to mention a place called the Curatorium of Secrets. Listen to my advice. Do not, under any circumstances, go there, no matter how much trouble you're in.
The Curatorium of Secrets? What do they get up to there?
Just a place that handles all kinds of disputes. But the owner will charge you an absolute fortune, and she has a temper to match. Nothing like your friendly neighborhood, Lord Sanuma Bay.
You're not just saying that to stop your competition from undercutting you, right?
When did that little pipsqueak get so sharp? And after I gave them all that info for free just to win them over.
Why do these smell so good? Sorry, you guys. So, we found peanut butter pie Reese cups at the store today. And my husband just brought me 2 of them. And they smell really, really good.
What do you mean? Of course not. I'm only thinking about your wallet. I mean, on behalf of your wallets.
You're really not convincing anyone, you know.
All right. Business is a cutthroat business. I won't argue with that. But I'm not lying about that boss lady. Not only did she make it into my top 3 people not to mess with in Nod Krai, she's also in my top 3 people most eager to trade in favors.
Seriously? It feels like you're just bad-mouthing your rival now.
Fine. If you don't believe me, go see for yourselves. We might both be from Sumeru, but compared to hers, my conscience is so large. Why, you could fill 3 whole palaces of Alcazar's array. But when you realize what I'm saying is true, don't say that good old Lord Sanuma Bay didn't warn you.
So those are actually really good. They've got pieces of chocolate crust inside of them. I don't know that they actually taste like peanut butter pie, because that's a very specific memory I have from childhood. That was one of our favorite store-bought box desserts as kids. But they're still really good. I mean, 10 out of 10. Yep. There's definitely somebody here at the Adventurers Guild.
Lucky us. The line seems to be gone now. Come on, let's go say hi to Catherine.
But it's not Catherine.
Hey, Catherine. We meet again.
How ridiculous.
Huh?
They often say that mortals, shackled by their own flesh and blood, may fail to perceive the truth of this world, even when it is right beneath their very noses. Yet I had not expected to have the pleasure to witness such heights of absurdity firsthand.
But Paimon must have gotten the wrong person. At second glance, you do seem a bit younger than Catherine.
And you certainly sound a lot less friendly.
A creator might forgive ignorance, but being mistaken for one of my own creations is beyond all pardon. Look very closely, for standing before you is none other than Marionette, 7th of the Fatui Harbingers.
Sandrona. Marionette.
A harbinger?
I told you already, I'm not Catherine. Just how obsessed are you with my machines?
So all the Catherines were made by Marionette. Does that mean the Fatui have been watching our every move? But the guild itself hasn't done anything shady, and Catherine's only ever helped us. Better just stay alert going forward.
Today's encounter is merely a courtesy call. A friendly warning, if you will. You interfered with my work once before, with that little robot. I let it slide. After all, it was nothing more than a distraction, a side project at best. But we are in Nod Krai now, and as such, I strongly advise you not to stand in the Fatui's way. Otherwise, the next time we meet, I might just have to drop all this meaningless etiquette.
Of course, we're being dropped a warning.
Some nerve coming out with barely veiled threats like that. You're the one stirring things up here.
Oh, perhaps you have misunderstood. Just because Nod Krai lacks a ruler at present, that does not mean it should not be ruled. We Fatui are simply establishing a new order.
Yeah, right. More like shady experiments, judging by your massive creepy research facility.
I've said what I came to say. What you do next, only you can decide. So why don't you start by using your already limited processing capacity to calculate your even more limited option? And, being the refined young lady that I am, I shall indulge you just this once. Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to Nod Krai, Dominion of the Fatui.
Ugh! I'm so mad right now! How can anyone so obviously evil be so annoyingly self-righteous? But if a Fatui Harbinger is here to greet us in person, that can only mean one thing. We'll have to be extra careful from here on out. Paimon hates feeling like she's being watched. Hey! The real Catherine's back!
Yay, we get Catherine back.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How may I help? I will do everything I can to assist you.
Oh, you're so much nicer to talk to, Catherine. Please don't leave us again, okay?
Alright, so everything is back to normal, and she is there. Okay, so we're gonna meet back with Inefa now.
Hello. I was just about to start tracking your whereabouts.
Did you manage to get everything Aino asked?
I did. What about you? Do you need me to navigate or introduce any more places around town?
Not for now. We've seen...
Any progress with the spaceship?
No. Catherine came back just now, so we asked her, but even she hasn't heard a thing.
One possible explanation is the vast stretch of time that has elapsed. Additionally, given the limited resources available in Nod Krai, it is entirely plausible that the wreck was scrapped for parts, or even mistaken for a pile of broken machinery.
Aww.
Understood. In that case, why don't we go ask Aino together? After all, she was the one who salvaged me, Ancient dragon technology and all. If there really are any unusual parts floating around Nod Krai, there's a high chance they've passed through her hands at some point or another.
Good point. And since you keep mentioning her, we're curious to meet this whiz-kid mechanic too.
Understood. Then I'll handle navigation as before. ETA at the Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop. 34 minutes ahead of schedule.
Nice. We're gonna go meet I know. First fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for, what was the rest of it again? Anyway, this shop is one of the main distribution points for the meal, and I manage almost everything here by myself. We've had a lot of trouble getting the meals out in Nasha Town, but I believe in what Lady Llama says. We really can help more people this way. But when I was preparing the ingredients yesterday, I forgot to close the box lid tightly. When I woke up this morning, many fruits had been pecked on by birds and were completely unusable. I can barely make any Feast of the Moon with the remaining laka berries.